Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to dive into the new event, the Lunar Manor event here for you. Kind of give you my thoughts, feedback, whether it's worth it, whether it's not. I wanted to bypass and just kind of overall longevity of minor investments in these kind of events to gain both non-investing players the best return as well as those who like to spend a little bit of money. Okay, so let's hop right in and take a look at it. This structure event you've probably seen many times before, as well as I have. Not my favorite because there's so many variables when it comes to this event or this event structure that it's not as guaranteed as some of the other ones. So let me explain a little bit about that. The happy thing for this event, it is a 7-day event, so it does give us some time to accumulate things for those who do not like to spend money. And for those who do spend money, it's going to be a patience event, meaning it's not going to be one where you dump, $100 one day and, you get your prize. Okay, so let me dive into it here. The activity is just as structured as it always is. You get a few water buckets or currency to go ahead and water your plants here for you. Through your logins, as normal, the world boss, the arena, top up 1 diamond and spend 1 diamond. Okay, those are the lesser of the two catalysts for the plants, but still grind them out. They will help you achieve a little bit more than you normally can get. Same structure normally here. They did add quite a few on the lower end, meaning you spend 100 diamonds or $2 worth, you get some water buckets, 5, 10, 15, so on and so forth. I won't bore you with the overall breakdown because I'm sure you've seen it in your own game. And the top up here for you, they did add quite a few more. So you have $2, $3, $5, $8, $10 of investment here to get some return on these products. Okay, for me, this is not an all-in event, meaning I would not just go dump a bunch of money in this one because of the variables, but I did the math on it, and there's some things I want you to know. Okay, so taking a look at the actual breakdown of how to obtain the currency that's needed to grab the prizes you actually want. First and foremost, ignore this first one. I know it sounds lucrative at 30, but you're playing the odds of not getting any. In the long run, it hasn't been successful for me. So there's really only 2 options, and really for me there's only one. But honestly, they're pretty lateral as far as opportunity and statistics. This one here is 150 catalyst or water bucket or fertilizer points, whatever you want to call them, to obtain 1 or 2 fruit of life or the currency for this event. While the Tree of Miracles on the end gives you 2 to 5, right? So you have a 100% chance to grab some on both of these. Now it's 150 to reach this one and 360 to reach the other. So it is a little bit over double, and hence why you can potentially get 5 fruit of life or the resources for this event here. But without that, or with that being said, I'm pretty sure you can read over this and pick up on that. My thoughts on it here for you, ladies and gentlemen, is there's 2 different strategies. Well, I should say 3. If you are not a money player, do this event by grinding out, obviously, your daily activities. If you can, or if you do have diamonds left over from when the dragon hunt was around, or the auction, those kind of things, or if you're selling maybe some set stones in the trade and you have a few diamonds, go ahead and invest in the consumables here for you. If you can spend them, go ahead. If not, I completely understand. However, bare minimum, if you don't mind dropping $7 to move forward towards one of those higher end Elysian mounts or sprites, this is kind of where I would do the least bang for your buck. Just because you're going to grab 30 extra water buckets, which in turn potentially gets you an extra 150 to 300 points, which then can turn into some currency points here for you, and grab a few more essences of whatever prize you wanted to work towards. So the point I'm trying to make here is these seem so obtainable unless you spend a lot of money, but if you have the patience to grind out event after event, hence the last 2 or 3 events that have occurred, if you just had the patience to get 10, 15, possibly 20 of these at a time, you're going to be very close to having your end prize. Now I know it's not as luxurious as just dropping the money and getting it right then, but maybe you had a little bit sweeter taste to it, knowing you spent the time to grind it out and earn it without dropping any money or a whole lot of money. If I were to invest in this contest here, this event, and quite frankly, I'm personally not. I don't think, for me, after the last several events, that it's one that I want to go ahead and spend money on. But if I were, I went ahead and did the math for you, okay? The best breakdown really has two options for you, and they're not high dollar one-time drops, as I kind of mentioned before. Because they give you such lucrative low-end increments here for you, the 200, 300, 500, so on and so forth. If I were to do this event, I would probably spend $5 a day over the course of the 7 days. And then I would also take that $5 and reinvest the diamonds back in whatever I needed. Experience tickets or whatever, that I find hard to get. More than likely would be experience tickets for my experience instances, since they're so hard to find these days. With that being said, that would acquire me the extra here and the fertilizer, right? So the fertilizer is your main catalyst, and I kind of did a little breakdown on a worst case scenario, because I always like to play the devil's advocate in these things, because you never know what the odds are going to be. You get 35 points per one, okay? So if I'm going back here and breaking this down as far as 360, I need just under 10 and a quarter of those fertilizers to grant me a tree. So with a little bit of luck, let's just round that down to 10, right? Because you're going to get one out of those 10 that at least have more than 35 points, and probably even more aggressively towards that. But on the lower end, it's going to take 10 to go ahead and achieve this tree, and just about 4 to achieve the tree of blessing. So this is that toss-up, right? Do you do 2 of these and hope that you get 2 twice, or do you do 1 of these and, I don't know, hope you get 4 or 5, right, instead of 2 from the other 2? It's a toss-up. Really, you're lucky either way or you're unlucky either way. I personally have always gone for the Tree of Miracles when I do these events, just because I like the better guaranteed odds of getting at least 2 of the currency instead of being disappointed every time I only get 1. But that's your call. To me, statistically, they're splitting hairs, okay? So choose whichever one you'd like to go forth with. But the moral of the story is, if you go ahead and drop the $5 a day, that will get you 30 extra fertilizer. It will also grab you an additional 15 waters on top of the ones you normally get from the contest through the World Boss, sign in, etc. Which will then go ahead and more than likely, let me check my math here for you, that will at least get you anywhere from 6 to 15 currencies a day, okay? And there's a currency for whatever prize you want, the fruit. So if you do the math on that, if you do it every day for 7 days, you're the bare minimum. Worst case, lightning hits you every day and you're the most unlucky person in the world. You're going to end up with 42 points, which is only 12 essences. I get it, right? But realistically, the odds are not going to be that stacked against you. And on the high end, you have a chance for 105. Now, 105 is, 52 of those essences. So over half of, these Elysian sprites, mounts, whatever it is, it used to be $200-300 to acquire. So, $35 to work towards that is a good investment in my part. I don't think it's something I'm going to do, as I mentioned, just because it's not guaranteed and I'm more of the tangible kind of event person. But that's one strategy for this. $5 a day, grind out the daily events, do it every day for 7 days, and at the end of it, that's what you're going to end up with, right? If you do the Tree of Miracles, you're either going to end up with somewhere between 42 and 105 of those fruits that then you can go ahead and turn in. And you may have more than that based on the other waters that I'm not incorporating here for you, but to play the devil's advocate side, probably 45 to 120 on the best chances here for you. If you want to go a little more aggressive, looking at the numbers here for you, you could do $10 a day, which would net you an additional 25 fertilizer a day, and an additional 15 water, that's $50 over the course, or I'm sorry, $70 over the course. And I don't think the return for it is as lucrative as I would like. So this is my second option, if you will. But if you want to go a little harder into it, you can. If you spend $10 a day or $70 over the event, that's going to grab you 55 a day, which in turn, let's see here, on the low end will grab you 10. So you're looking at somewhere between 75 and let's see, the high end is 5, 15, 25, 7, 14. Somewhere between 70, 75 and pushing that 175, 180 mark, and you could get lucky and get to 200 and grab one of the main prizes. But on the bare minimum lucky spectrum, that $70, $10 a day over the course of this event is kind of the least you're going to spend to potentially acquire one of those prizes in this one. But to me, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is an event that I would do the bare minimum, maybe $1 a day, just to get the extra input and output from the waters, and the extra fertilizer from the dollar top up there for you. And the only reason I did it today is because I'm still investing $1 a day for the sign-ins for the last week's event. And I don't think I'll probably continue in this event after that expires here tomorrow. So with that being said, entirely up to you. This one's not for me. It is what it is, right? We've seen this one before. No shocks and awe here, but I just wanted to give you my opinion and my breakdown. Just to recap really quick, two options as far as spending money. The first one is going to be spend $5 a day. It'll net you somewhere between 45 and 110, give or take a few of the currencies. At the end of the 7 days, it's a total of $35. And that'll grab you somewhere between 20 and 50 of the essences there for you to work towards one of those prizes. The second way is to double that and spend $10 a day for the course of the event. And you can then go ahead and double those chances to get 40 or potentially 90 or so of the essences. And at that point, you can decide if it's worth it to either hold on or spend a few dollars to get the last 10 you need. But happy playing as always. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.